Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nova Project. I'm your host as ever, Purple8. It's currently quarter 2 in the morning. I've taken drugs so I can fall asleep. So I thought, hey, it'd be funny if I just quickly whack this review out. Because, Jesus, this should be a laugh. Anyway, I am reviewing Garth Marenghi, his Terrortome, short stories. If you aren't familiar with the character of Garth Marenghi, which is not surprising, he is a fake author, but also technically a real author, who basically thinks he's the hot shit when in reality he's not. He's a character played by Matthew Holness, I believe is his name. He also did a TV series called Dark Place, which is referenced right at the end of this book. Yeah, so think Stephen King. I was going to say with a massive ego, but I think he already kind of does have one of those. Except his writing is pretty bad. So this is split into 3 stories. This is, as I say, the Terrortome. Yeah, it's Matthew Holness. The first one is called Typeface. That is where he buys a cursed typewriter that he ends up having sex with. My wife has already heard it. She had to listen to me read this. Sorry, let me give Garth Marenghi his proper title. Dreamweaver, Doomsage, and Sunday Times bestseller. To name a few. He does have another book, I'll do that eventually. I can't remember what it was. This could happen a lot. But yeah, the first one is a typewriter he buys, starts writing decent stories, and then starts having sex with it, and then ends up being pulled into the typewriter along with his editor. It's very weird. Basically turns into like Pinhead level shit, where he's just repeatedly tortured into like goop, essentially, which is just, oh my god, disgusting. Like, he has all his skin pulled off and stuff. It is grim. The second one is less silly, but still pretty silly. It's the typewriter makes it so that all of his books that he's written comes into his world, if you wish. Well, the character, which is a self-insert of himself where he is hot shit and there's nothing he could do that's wrong. His books, where he's best-selling, like, world-renowned horror genius. His books come to the real world, including one where a skeletal, well, to give it what's called, a bone bride. The Bride of Bone is made by a deranged scientist, and an army of what he calls boners. Literally boners. Do with that as you wish. That he makes lots of obvious jokes with. And the third one is doppelgangers and throppelgangers and other countless gangers of different alter egos. There's a point where it's going the demonic alter ego of a demonic alter ego about 7 times in one sentence, because it's so complicated. But yeah, this is very silly shit. I kept telling my wife about all the dumb things he was saying. Like all the different things, especially the first one with the typewriter. His writing style is basically he likes to over-explain everything, or just add really random details that aren't needed, or just dialogue that's so to the point where it's just, why say it at all? Full of jokes. It's very dumb. You have to read it for yourself. Let me try and get some excerpts from this while I'm going on about it. But yeah, so it's silly. I can see that there's some sort of like I could see how it could be a genuine horror story, which could be like done by someone with talent, other than Garth Marenghi, if you wish. Oh yeah, here we go. This one should be good. Now that I have full context. So yeah, the idea of the stories are obviously pretty typical. And he goes on about countless other books he would have written or have written, and it's absolutely stupid. Let me just read you a few excerpts. But there was nothing I could do about it now, having only soup for arms. Good job I loaded this with silver bullets from that box of silver bullets that was sitting on that table labelled Silver Bullets inside the silver bullet room I just entered. Thanks for the warning about leaving the car door open, by the way, Capello said, his manner towards Nick softening. You know, it makes sense, amigo. I guess we're both learning something out here. He stared deeply at Capello. Learning from each other, they gripped hands manfully. Whatever that means. A legion of boners who will rise upwards, forcing mankind to do its bidding, thrusting it deep into a titanic struggle for its very survival. Yes, soon my boners will stand proud, hardened against the withering, wilted flock of flaccid prannies you call humans. Against you, my boners will rise, their spirits stiffened within, and at my command, they will plunge themselves into all who oppose them. Yeah, that's the kind of quality that you can expect. We still need to finish Dark Place, which is just a mad show that got recommended by a late friend of ours. But yeah, this isn't one that I will reread, if you wish. This is definitely a read it to believe it kind of book, because of how batshit it is throughout. But yeah, it's so strange that I'm not doing it like any justice. It's just silly. It's bad. But it's written to be bad, you know. So I can't exactly say like, oh, this book is shit. It's shit. But it's written in that way. It's just a way to say it. But yeah, I know I tried to get this done in time for Halloween. It's currently the 13th of December as I've recorded this, so that went well. I also tried to do another book, but you'll have to stay tuned for that one eventually. But yeah, so it's a good book. If you like weird shit mixed with weird horror, or just like really absurd comedy like styles, I think you'll enjoy this. But or you can go on, do what I did, which was go on Spotify and find the audiobook again, even though I own a physical copy. Which is do it with the audiobook, because he does all the voices, including some questionable accents and some bad acting. So yeah, treat yourself to the audiobook version through Spotify Premium if you have it. Because, my god, it just makes it better, because it's read by him, and he's so up his own arse. But yeah, other than that, I've not got much more to say. It's late, I'm very tired, and, like, not tripping balls, but you know, like, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. So yeah, that'll do it. I've been your host, as ever, Pubman A. Thank you ever so much for listening. I'll see you next time.